Hey everybody, it's your coach Daphne here, and I have been like a YouTube nutso today. I decided last night to start using my YouTube channel to deliver some content moving forward. And today it's just like I've had so many things like heavy on my mind and heavy on my heart, and I just felt like this is the best method to get things out there. So this one is actually something that I saw on one of my customers' post today. So she was a customer. She's been a customer of mine for a long time, and I follow her on social media. And she had this post, and I won't get into the whole political part of it, but basically just wishing that more women were able to stay at home, kind of like, back in the olden days. And for me, men, women, I mean, just a parental, presence at home is so important. And this isn't a discussion of what's the better option to, work outside the home, inside the home. Because one, it's a matter of personal choice. It's a matter of, your family situation. There's so many different variables. And I mean, we could argue back and forth about, what I think or what someone else thinks or whatever. I have plenty of friends that do multi-level marketing and stay at home. I have lots of kids I don't have lots of kids. I have lots of friends that work outside the home and absolutely love it and wouldn't change a thing. So what I don't like to see though is on my friend's post when she made this statement, and I'm just going to keep it pertaining to women, that she wished more moms were able to stay at home to raise their children, to be better influence, and just in turn raise good people so that when they grow up they don't become crazy lunatics and do mass shootings and things like that. So whether that post is debatable or not, that's not the point. The point is someone immediately made the comment that said specifically some don't have the option to stay at home. Now I'm going to call bullshit on that. Back in the day, maybe there weren't very many options, but for me, network marketing is always an option. So when someone says, oh, I don't have the option to stay at home and do what you do, yeah, you do. Maybe it's going to take a little bit more work on your part. Maybe it's going to take a little bit longer for you to get to a position where you can leave a corporate job or whatever position that you have, and decide to be at home with your children. But in my mind, where there's a will, there is definitely a way. And I have seen people from all walks of life, every angle, to and from, up and down, sideways, make network marketing work for them. And this isn't a push on, oh, network marketing is the solution to everything. But when someone tells me that, oh, not everybody has the option to stay at home, there always is the option. When people tell me, oh, you're so lucky you get to stay at home with your kids. What's lucky about what I decided to do? I decided to leave a corporate job where I was making a pretty good amount of money to decide to be at home with my children. This is before I even decided to join network marketing. It was about a month later because I knew once I got home, things were going to get tight. My husband was doing well. We were able to, be a one income family, but I wasn't sure how long. And that was when my youngest was 5 months old. What about when they start school and they start sports and they have all these extra activities and things they're involved in, and then holidays roll around and now you're, getting for your 2 kids and not 1 kid. There's lots of, again, things that occur when you start adding to your family. So even though my husband and I decided that it was right for us at the time for me to stay at home, in the back of my mind, I was automatically thinking, how am I going to be able to contribute to our household? Not that we necessarily work for nice things, but I like nice things. You guys, I grew up on welfare and food stamps, okay? I remember having to push my mom's car as a young kid every time that it broke down, to push it like off the side of the street. So it pisses me off when people think that like my life comes easy, or oh, you only do that job so you can drive a BMW or live in the house that you live in. Fuck yeah. Because I didn't have that before. And I don't want my kids to struggle. If I have an opportunity to do good and make an income that allows for the life that I have, while also being able to stay at home with my kids, I choose to do that. So I don't work an 8 to 5 job. I don't have anything outside the home. I decide to stay here. I decide to struggle sometimes. I decided that it was better off for my family for me to do the job that I do. Some days it sucks. You know, network marketing is not easy, you guys. It's not like we just sit at home, especially as Beachbody coaches. I think people think we just sit at home and we work out and we like eat our healthy meals. We run a challenge group and that's all there is to it. And maybe from the outside, that's the picture that I've painted. And if so, like, I am so sorry. Because network marketing, I'm not sugarcoating it. It's hard. I mean, we are basically, you're starting from ground level. There's no like, you know, income coming in if you're not doing the work. It's not like, you know, back in the day when I worked outside the home, it was like, okay, well, here's your base salary and then you get commissions based on how well you do. You don't get no base salary in network marketing. Sorry if that's like what you're going for and I had to burst your bubble, but you don't. I mean, there's days where I work an hour a day. There's some days I could work 10 hours. I mean, if I don't get work done in the daytime, then I work in the nighttime. Like, it is definitely a balance and a lifestyle that I had to kind of get used to. And 7 years later, I'm still figuring it out. I have moved up the ladder. I've earned income. I've dropped rank. There's been months and even a couple years where I've fallen back on the income that I've earned, but I just keep pushing because I have the option to do so. So when I see people say, oh, well, most people don't have an option to stay at home, there is always an option. Even if you're working full time, if you want to stay at home, you can start something on the side. It might take you 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years to build up to where you need to be to stay at home. But if it's important enough to you, then you do it. Again, this isn't a debate of you should stay at home with your kids. This is the debate of, I call BS on those people that say there's no option possible. Because you tell me there's no option, and I'll give you one perfectly good example of an option that you have. Beachbody coaching. It's what I do. I work less time making more money than I did in my corporate job when I was getting up, sending my kids off to daycare at 6 o'clock in the morning, not picking them up until I had actually got them from grandma's house, because then grandma would go pick them up from daycare and blah, blah, blah. And heaven forbid they get sick or I get sick and, you know, all these different things. So when people say, oh, I don't have the option, there is always absolutely the option. And maybe you're thinking, well, it can't just be network marketing. Figure something out then. Is there a passion that you have? Have you always wanted to have your own business doing something else, teaching people how to mountain climb? I don't know, I just made that shit up. But if that's a passion of yours that you have, go after it. There is no one or nothing that says that you can't have the life that you want to have, except for you. You're the only person feeding yourself the bullshit story that there's no other options, because I am living that other option. Okay, so there's my truth bomb for today, guys. Have a good Tuesday.